we should talk about like a certain level of restraint that the Biden administration has shown. And I will say, you know, let's think about, let's think about the last couple Republicans we've had in office.
This is important.
If it were Trump or if it were Bush. If it were Bush, it's World War III, let's fucking go.
Right.
If it's Trump, Ukrainians can eat shit and die and live like, who cares what happens to them? No sanctions, nothing's gonna happen. So like, oh my God, am I glad that we have a fucking Democrat for all the critiques? I'm so glad that we have a Democrat in office right now.
And this is the nuance. I think it's important. My best friend works in foreign policy in Switzerland, and she's worked in Ukraine twice extensively, and working specifically with telecommunications and helping Ukrainian people set up their like own radio systems and other things. And we were talking about this the other day because I worked in Libya. I get attacked a lot online, as I think some of you've seen, which is Russian propaganda, by the way, because it's their talking points. They attacked me for having worked in Libya well after the fall of Gaddafi, very important, and saying I was part of NATO, which is, whatever. It's like bullshit attacks, small
Sure.
hands, whatever Trump does too. But what it does, though, is it has prevented me from talking about the nuance of Libya, which is there was a foreign policy that Obama had, and his foreign policy was flawed in a lot of ways. I think he personally effed up in Syria, partly because he wanted to be hands off. I think still to this day, Yemen is a complete F up. I think he was completely drowning in the Iraq war and Afghanistan war. And as a result, he was unwilling, and he ran as an anti-war candidate, unwilling to put boots on the ground. And that's what to drone. Also disgusting and bad. But like, this is their kind of reactionary approach to the Republicans being so aggressive. And with Libya, the mistake that they made was that they never, they shouldn't have put boots on the ground. That's very, very important. And NATO did they bombed weapons facilities. But as a result, they were just like, see ya, Libyans, have a nice day, go figure it out. Borders are open, ISIS comes in, oil fields. Oh, oil? ISIS is like, that's how we're going to fund our war now. We've seized those. And then like all these weapons, like brothers and cousins are fighting with each other. And so there was no no thoughtful, how do we help the Libyan people? And it took a few years, and finally, and some of that had to do with NATO being chaotic inside as well. But I say this because there is a difference between the foreign policies of the Republicans and the Democrats. And the Democrats are flawed still. But there's definitely a difference, at least the modern day, post-Clintonian Democratic Party.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.